hate me, don't you?
Tune in to Kons.
You hate me, don't you?
Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
You hate me, don't you?
You know what I mean? So Mexico going through a lot of chaos right now because of the offering of a new generation Jalisco that in one of the Call of Duty games, you know what I mean, where you walking through the airport, you know what I mean, I think it was Modern Warfare 2 or 3, you know what I mean? 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying, 50 Cent and Jim Jones been beefing hard over the weekend, you know what I mean? We all seen the video. You never been in the trenches, never lived in the hood, never been in the hood, never lived in the hood. Xbox news, Phil Spencer has decided to retire after 38 years of being the CEO of Xbox. You know what I mean? Xbox is crumpling, man. Sorry to say, you know what I mean? But it just seems that it is crumpling as a company. Yeah, what's going on? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? It is Kons Podcast episode 364. Episode 364, you know what I mean? On this good Monday, you know what I mean? It's a fun Monday, February 23rd, you know what I mean? 2:27 in the afternoon, you know what I'm saying? The weather out here has been a constant 50 and 60 degrees every day, 30 degrees at night, you know what I mean? Cars freezing overnight. But yeah, it's a good Monday, you know what I mean? Hope everybody Monday starting off cool. Hope you having a cool Monday, you know what I mean? We all know that Monday blues can definitely be in effect and definitely can affect you, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully ain't nobody too affected by it and we getting our productiveness on today. Today I got a few topics for you, you know what I mean? Just 3 of them today, you know what I mean? Definitely gonna go over what's going on out in Mexico with the cartel taking over airports and being terrorists. Also 50 Cent and Jim Jones, we're gonna touch on that, and also Xbox CEO Phil Spencer is retiring. We're going to touch a little bit on that as well. You know what I mean? But how's everybody doing? You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody is cool. You feel me? Those is the topics that we're going to be going over. If this your first time logging in or viewing this episode or Kons Podcast, you know what I mean? This is where we go over the news, go over the headlines, go over whatever headlines that you may have seen that went viral, whatever situations that went viral. You know what I'm saying? They're probably covering and touching on 1 or 2 or 3 of them right here on Kons Podcast. You know what I mean? So keep it locked. Let me keep you updated on this wicked world. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend about it. Spread the word. Share this out. Share my content. Share every episode on your social media, Snapchat, messenger groups, family, text groups, whatever it is. Put my podcast in there. You know what I mean? But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to be touching on today. You know what I'm saying? Without no more further ado, hope everybody had a cool weekend. You know what I'm saying? Back at it on this good Monday. You know what I'm saying? Without no more further ado, no chat banter, we gonna jump right into these topics, you know what I mean? So Mexico going through a lot of chaos right now because of the offering of a new generation Jalisco Cartel leader named El Mencho. He was bodied in a military operation that the cartel retaliated by coming and bodying people. I think they bodied like 25 guards at the Guadalajara airport, and they had put several shelter in place orders and told people to stay inside, don't come outside, and this and that. Several buses on cars was also set on fire. They demanded $19 million in a ransom. They said they're gonna start going into people's homes if they demands ain't met by 5 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So the next clips you gonna see is just more news on this situation that's uncovering and going on in Mexico right now. Check these clips out.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
Esto es lo que estamos viviendo. Es horrible.
You hate me, don't you?
Anything like this happened to me anytime I've traveled to Mexico at any state. So for this to be happening right now is just very unfortunate and very scary and nervous.
You went to Mexico for a marathon that ended up being canceled, and now your flight out tomorrow is canceled and you're having to shelter in place. How are you doing? Can you set the scene for us?
Well, right now it's just, trying to stay relaxed, not nervous, not panic. Just trying to see what I'm going to have to do tomorrow for food. I have enough for today, but as far as tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. I'm just sitting here right now in my apartment, and all I can see is, or hear is, ambulances, trucks driving by really fast. So that's really the scenario right now, very uncertain. I'm not sure how I'm going to get back home. I was scheduled to go back tomorrow, but it got canceled. So right now I'm just kind of on notice and trying to see what happens and see how I can get back home.
The boss of one of Mexico's most dangerous and feared cartels and the country's most wanted man has been killed in a military operation. But who was he? El Mencho's real name is Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes. The 59-year-old was born in the western state of Michoacan, but moved to the US in the 1980s as an undocumented immigrant. In California, he was arrested at various times over drugs and was sentenced to several years in prison before being deported back to Mexico. He briefly had a job as a police officer before joining the Milenio Cartel and rising in the ranks and gaining a reputation as a cruel and calculating boss. When that cartel broke apart, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel sprang up in its place, with El Mencho at the top. The gang traffics huge quantities of drugs, including cocaine, methamphetamine, and fentanyl into the US, and makes billions from it. It has expanded across Mexico, uses extreme violence, and once downed an army helicopter with a rocket-propelled grenade. The US State Department had offered a $15 million reward for information leading to El Mencho's capture, and although he's now dead, there are inevitably lieutenants on hand to
Mexico is bleeding and going through a very dark time right now because this man, El Mencho, was killed during a military operation. Now, while we all process what is going on, we also need to sit back and understand why people like El Mencho and cartels even exist to begin with. Cartels and drug lords only exist because of the US. The USA is quite literally the most addicted country in the world, and they're the ones that can't stop consuming and they can't stop buying. Not only are they buying, but they're also supplying. 80% of weapons found in Mexico come from the US. And these aren't just regular weapons. These are fully automatic, military-grade weapons. And just so you can understand the scope of this corruption, the only people who can have fully automatic weapons in the US are military and police. If you didn't know, fully automatic weapons are essentially prohibited for everyday US citizens. So where are the cartels getting these stockpiles of automatic weapons? US automatic weapons. All of this chaos and violence that we are seeing in Mexico right now is being caused by US weapons. And it goes even deeper than that. In newly declassified CIA documents, it shows that former President Lopez Portillo was a CIA asset. This is public information on the CIA website. The USA has been training, arming, and supplying cartels for decades. So as we process these dark times together as Mexicans, we also need to understand and realize that these problems do not originate in Mexico. But there you have it, guys. Free Mexico. Let me know what you guys think.
You know what I'm saying? That was clips on what's going on out there at the Guadalajara airport. You know what I mean? You see people panicking through there. A bunch of people talking about it, reports on it. You know what I mean? It's something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Dude was cartel leader, new generation Jalisco Cartel, as they say. You know what I mean? And his people was not taking it lightly that they embodied him in some type of military operation. They taking retaliation to the streets, putting it on everybody. You know what I mean? This is wild business. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see too many people talking about it either. You know what I mean? This is something that definitely you seeing right here on Kons podcast. Hopefully you seeing it first here. You know what I mean? It's wild though. You know what I mean? Going on out there in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? People, it was a scene like that in one of the Call of Duty games. You know what I mean? Where you walking through the airport. You know what I mean? I think it was Modern Warfare 2 or 3. You know what I mean? You can just walk through there and body people. You know what I'm saying? You are playing the role of the terrorist. You know what I mean? So you just walk through the airport and they even kill you at the end. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. This is something that's probably everybody who played that's out there has probably definitely had a thought of that. You know what I'm saying? Being that we all went through that in the game. It's crazy to be going through that in real life. I can't imagine being at an airport on a vacation. Damn, it's being shut down. You hearing shots being fired. It's going to feel like the end of the world. You know what I mean? You went on a vacation trying to kick it, trying to de-stress. You know what I'm saying? Get some rejuvenation. You know what I mean? And then something like that happens on a vacation. A lot of people vacate out there. A lot of people go out there for vacation purposes. You know what I mean? So that's something tragic. You know what I mean? Something tragic. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that will get taken care of in a peaceful manner and nobody else lose their life. You know what I mean? 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? 50 Cent and Jim Jones been beefing hard over the weekend. You know what I mean? We all seen the video of Jim Jones kicking doors down. You know what I'm saying? 50 Jim Jones beefing hard. We all seen the video. 50 Cent appears to have bought the building and they were evicted about 15 days and then added an extra 5 days. So I think like February 19th, Mano, Fabulous, Jim Jones, and Dave police, you know what I'm saying, was supposed to be, I guess, evicted out of a little spot. You know what I mean? A lot of this been going around that they've been squatting, wasn't paying their rent, you know what I mean? So I guess 50 Cent had hit up the owner of the building, which is this Asian man named Sam. Excuse me. Pardon this interruption. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you ain't hit that subscribe button, go on and hit that right now. You know what I mean? At this particular moment and time in the middle of the video, now's your time to hit that subscribe button. You feel me? Hit the like button. Go ahead and comment on what you think or what you might think about something that I'm saying. Comment on it. You feel me? Hit that comment. You know what I mean? Hit that comment button. Leave your little comment. I'll definitely see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But hit that subscribe button. No, tell somebody about it. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button if you ain't already. You know what I'm saying? What you waiting for? You know what I mean? And tell somebody about this so somebody else can watch this too. And remember to share this shit also. Put this in your social media and all that. Let's get back to the episode. And he pretty much was talking to Sam, and Sam was telling him the detail about the building in this leaked audio from this dude named Sam. Check it out.
And I said, okay, fine. Right? He's been saying this for since October. And so he keeps trying to build it, but he won't sign the lease. He's like, I don't like these terms. I want 6 months of build out. And ridiculous bullshit. We also have a partnership agreement where half of what he's building now, his media, belongs to us. But he won't tell us how much he's making and doing all these things. So half of the content he's creating, if you want to buy that too, I'll sell you half the company. He's not a business. He's insane. To me, it's worth very little to nothing. But if it works out for you, I just throw that in as a sweetener. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is he signed a lease with me. Right now he owes, I'm going to say it in a short way, at least $80,000, if not $180,000. The monthly rent on the old lease.
You know what I mean? That's what you heard. That was Sam speaking on, I guess he was talking to 50 Cent, speaking on the specifications of buying the house, buying the building, taking over the lease, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Said he owed like 80 to 180K. And he said he was willing to throw in some of the content that they've been creating as a sweetener. He said, you know what I mean? That was the leaked audio that he said that he had leaked of him. And also, I think what sparked all of this beef is when Jim Jones and Fabulous and all them had a lot to say on 50 Cent's documentary that he released on Diddy. They was all definitely seemed like they was in defense of Diddy, and they wasn't cool with the documentary. Jim Jones had said this on the podcast about 50 Cent's documentary on Diddy. Check it out.
Doing a documentary about you. You wanted to be a dope documentary. You gotta be dope. Showing who you are, what you've done. I don't know, you've accomplished. Like, a documentary is a big thing. Like, you don't want nobody doing a documentary about trying to just make your whole character look weak. Like, that's petty behavior.
I don't want to know the company that did it so we could talk, you know what I mean? Because if it's on me, I mean, you know?
I don't understand why that's legal to do though.
Documentary is more like a documentary. Shit like that. How can it even be called a documentary? You can call a documentary when it's not. Once you become, if you're a public person, you can be Google. Do you think that it's wrong or not?
I'm not with it. I'm not with it either. I think that.
I'm not with it. We all agree that it's wrong.
You know what I mean? That was Jim Jones pretty much saying that. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you're gonna make a documentary, at least make it be dope. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just kick a man while he's down, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It sounds like you definitely are defending Diddy, or you was siding with him or something. You wasn't agreeing with the documentary, whatever the case may be. Y'all went in the booth, made little freestyles about 50 Cent and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? So the next little clips you're gonna see outside of the ones you just seen, just gonna see Jim Jones kicking these doors in, and him coming up there and, you know what I mean, trying to boot the door open. You gonna hear his homie say they cut the lights off too, Jim. Check these clips out.
Dave's making it clear that he is one man that you are never going to want to have beef with. 50 Cent just released the craziest videos of Jim Jones trying to kick down doors where he held his podcast after his lease was terminated. These videos of Jim Jones doing this is something that could potentially send him to jail. If you remember, back in December, 50 Cent told Jim Jones that he was going to buy the property where Jim Jones holds his podcast. December, he said, I didn't have this on my list of things to do, but if you insist, I'll make time. I'm working on buying the space where you film and 50% of your podcast. You know I don't cap. And let me tell you, this man was not playing when he says I don't cap. 50 Cent also put up the termination notice of Jim Jones' lease with these insane videos of Jim Jones doing this. 50 Cent also posted a photo with the owner of the property, and he said, "Sam is my partner. I own the joint. Now you're gonna fix every door that you kick, or I'm gonna kick your Jimmy. By Monday, you're destroying my property." Mind you, this whole escalation of beef between Jim Jones and 50 Cent came because of the Diddy documentary. Jim Jones was criticizing 50 Cent's Diddy documentary, calling it a mockumentary. 50 Cent obviously wasn't having it. He said, "I understand that Diddy was your hero. Stay down with him. I don't care if you let him play with your butt and then act like you don't remember." And then 50 Cent made it very clear that he was going to buy the property where Jim Jones held his podcast. And now, according to 50 Cent, this is exactly what happened. But y'all, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Make me, don't you?
We cut the lights off. He cut the lights off.
You hate me, don't
Jim
you?
Jones is trolling. He posted a video of him in his new studio doing karate moves in front of his new green screen with the Last Dragon Kung Fu kicks playing in the background. Yeah, man, so I guess the video that 50 posted was Jim breaking into his old spot trying to get some of his personal belongings.
You know what I'm saying? That was just a little bit more footage on Jim Jones kicking doors in. You know what I mean? Apparently they cut the heat off. That was in there cold. They cut the lights off. So I don't know if he had to break in, even get in there. I don't know. We don't know. You know, you seen him post the retaliation video. That was his response. Him doing some kung fu stuff. And I don't know what that was about. Maybe he was just trolling, maybe showing that I'm unbothered. I don't know. You know what I mean? But he definitely put that up in there. Him with the Blues Leroy in the background. You know what I'm saying? And him breaking some wood. So I don't know. You know what I mean? But man, people need to learn to stop fucking with 50. You know what I mean? Stop beefing with that man. You know what I'm saying? That man is rich and petty. You know what I mean? If you own rent out a building, he gonna try to become your landlord. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why people continue to keep funking with 50, man. It's just not a good look. It doesn't never end well. You know what I mean? You don't really be doing too much of capping in these beefs. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's gonna come out of this as far as if he really bought the building. Did he really evict them? Is this old footage and manipulated? But now I think Jim Jones messed up when he responded with the Bruce Leroy, and he had the same fit on that he was kicking doors in. So that lets you know that it's definitely a recent footage. You know what I mean? And how did 50 get his hands on that footage? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he really is the owner of the building now, being that you got your hands on that footage. You know what I'm saying? You could watch that building anytime you want. That's definitely some power for sure over that building, without a doubt. You know what I mean? So I don't know what him and this dude Sam got going on. But 50 is rich and petty, man. People need to leave 50 alone. If you owe that man money, pay him. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them get on the internet and start, man. And then we got King, you know what I'm saying, T.I.'s son, I guess 50 Cent had posted some pic of his mama, and I guess T.I.'s son took it all, you know, felt a way about it and started talking about 50 Cent's mom. We don't know 50 Cent's mom has passed away, so he like, yeah, go dig her up. Where your mama at? Go dig her up out of her grave. Just real disrespectful, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, here got a clip right here. Show you this shit real quick.
Fuck, post a picture of your motherfucking mama. She dead. Hey, respect, nigga. Stop fucking playing with my mama. Nigga ain't playing like that. Nigga ain't going like that, nigga. How y'all raised? I'm not raised like that. I don't go. I'm not going about my mama. I'm not going. So tell your mama dig her ass up and post a picture that look better than my mama. Nigga. Fuck wrong with you? Y'all better tie y'all shoes. Y'all don't know who the y'all fucking with, nigga. You better put that music up. Shut the fuck up. Cause all that other shit ain't gonna get it. On my mother. Your mama dead as fuck, nigga. Dig that bitch up right like that. Your son don't love you. You don't got no family. You not loved. You rich, but you not loved, nigga. Money means nothing without no one to spend it with. Your son don't love you. And nigga, just for talking about my mama, I would slap the fuck out that nigga just cause he share the same blood as you, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Man, at the end of the day, I don't play by my mama. I don't play by my mama. I'm just trying to raise, nigga. I wasn't raised by y'all father, nigga. My dad is TIP, nigga. Tip, nigga. That's how I'm raised, nigga. I don't play like this.
Wait, you see, I mean, that was T.I.'s son just trying to go in on 50 and talk about his passed away mom and showing the tombstone and I'm going there and it's like, dude, come on, man. We're not taking you serious. You can't think that the world's going to take you serious. You're T.I.'s son. I mean, you were born into millions. You never been in the trenches. Never lived in the hood. Never been in the hood. Never lived in the hood. So I don't know, you talking this tough talk and talking about 50, go dig her up and talking about people's dead moms and nobody's taking you serious, man. You know what I'm saying? I promise you that we're not threatened. Nobody's threatened. Nobody feels away. You're looking like a spoiled child who's just sticking his nose in grown folks' business, talking about stuff they don't need to be talking about. I mean, I understand that's your moms, you feel me? But yo, to get on the internet and talk all that tough talk like you this street dude is, nobody's taking that serious, man. You know what I'm saying? In other news, you know what I mean? In Xbox news, Phil Spencer has decided to retire after 38 years of being the CEO of Xbox. You know what I mean? Sandra Bond was the first black woman. She was going to step up and be the CEO, but she had also stepped down. She said that what the direction they were going in, it didn't look like she was going to be the CEO, so she had stepped down also. Now they hired somebody named Asha Sharp, who was an executive of artificial intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Fans having mixed feelings about it because she was a head and exec of artificial intelligence, and she ain't got no gaming history. She's not even a gamer, you know what I mean? So fans is having a bunch of mixed feelings about that, about her filling that spot, you know what I mean? The next little clip you're gonna see is just some more clips of people talking about this and a more breakdown of Phil retiring and this Asha Sharma taking over. Check it out.
Shift in the gaming world today. Longtime Xbox boss Phil Spencer has retired, and Microsoft's gaming leadership is being restructured. Spencer played a huge role in growing Xbox, Game Pass, and major studio acquisitions over nearly 4 decades. Now Asha Sharma, a tech industry veteran, is set to lead Microsoft Gaming, with promotions and changes happening across the executive team. This could impact future titles and Xbox strategy as the platform evolves in a competitive gaming landscape. Like and follow for more gaming news.
So the new CEO of Xbox is also the vice president of Microsoft's AI products, and according to the internet, she's going to turn all the Xbox games into lifeless AI garbage. Let's calm that shit down, beloved. Let's take a look at her resume real quick. She's a board member for Home Depot, COO at Instacart, did some product shit for Meta, and now she's here at Microsoft. All types of different industries. People like her aren't brought into executive roles because they're super knowledgeable on that industry. They get brought in because they're considered business savvy and they can contribute to scaling the business, right? Making big money. She's not some woman who's dedicated her entire life's work to revolutionizing AI. She's just a businesswoman bouncing around doing business shit. So no, I don't think Xbox Studios is now going to be like, look at this AI game we made in 4 hours. Traditional gaming's dead. I think we're safe from that, big fella. That being said, gaming is not Home Depot or Facebook or any of this other shit. Gaming's an industry where more money and more corporatization has directly negatively affected the consumer's quality. It almost never leads to better products. Look at the big names who have all turned into massive corporations. You've got EA, Activision Blizzard, Ubisoft, Xbox, Sony. These guys have made all the money in the world. Do you feel like you as a gamer have seen the rewards of that? Are those companies today giving you better shit than what those same studios were doing, say, 20 years ago? As a gaming company grows bigger and becomes more finance focused, it becomes more detached from giving players great experiences because these people are suits, not gamers. People have already felt this way about Xbox games for a while now, so for me, this whole thing, it's whatever. Nothing really changes here. Big company keeps making money. Big company's games continue to be a shell of what they once were. I will say though, it does suck that Phil Spencer is gone here. All the shit that people have given Xbox over the years, at the end of the day, Phil Spencer is responsible for not trying to gatekeep consoles and wanting to create an ecosystem where everyone could enjoy the same games regardless of what you play on. And I fuck with him super duper heavy for that, my guy. Give me
changes happening at Xbox. Phil Spencer is out. He's retiring, which we've known for a while, but Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox that we thought would be the next CEO, is now leaving the company too, and now we have Asher Sharma, who was an AI exec. But the craziest thing is that all these changes are happening now. There's no 6-month runway, or these things are happening a year from now after the 25th anniversary of Xbox. This is just what we've got now. And I gotta keep it real. The first letter here is a real mixed bag. I am stepping into work shaped by generations of artists, engineers, designers, writers, musicians, operators, and more who create worlds that have brought joy and deep personal meaning to hundreds of millions of players. The level of craft here is exceptional, and it's amplified by Xbox, which was founded in the belief that the power of games connects people and pushes the industry forward. She then thanks Phil for his leadership and all the stuff he's done to push Xbox forward, but then says, "My first job is simple. Understand what makes this work and protect it." The first job is to understand the work? Really? But things get better with the big 3 commitments here. First, great games. Everything begins there. They've got to have games that are going to bring people in, which is why they're promoting Matt Booty, which she's now the CCO, the Chief Creative Officer, over everything going on at Xbox. Second, the return of Xbox. We will recommit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years, and the developers who build the expansive universes and experiences that are embraced by players across the world. We will celebrate our roots with a renewed commitment to Xbox, starting with console, which is shaped who we are. It connects us to the players and fans who invest in Xbox and to the developers who build ambitious experiences for it. Which is kind of wild coming off of the This Is an Xbox campaign, which has basically been saying, hey, you don't need an Xbox because you can play these games on PlayStation, on a handheld, on a PC, or in the cloud. Third, future of play. We are witnessing the reinvention of play, and to meet the moment, we will invent new business models and new ways to play by leaning into what we already have. Iconic teams, characters, and worlds that people love. But we will not treat those worlds as static IP to milk and monetize. We will build a shared platform and tools that empower developers and players to create and share their own stories. As monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. Now, to me, actions speak louder than words because what they say could be totally different than what they do, but what they're saying actually sounds pretty good. Focusing on the games, refocusing on the core Xbox community, and continuing to not push soulless AI slop into the Xbox ecosystem all sound like pretty good things. But that's also coming from an AI executive that was just moved into a Microsoft gaming role. So, I don't know, man. And again, this could all just be talk, but no matter how you slice
that was more so on Phil Spencer retiring and who this Asher Sharma, you know what I'm saying, who this Asher Sharma person is. Fans is just, kind of mixed feelings on it, you know what I mean? Seeing her direction and where she planning on going with it. Everything sounds cool on paper, you know what I mean? But I guess fans are just a little skeptical because she's not a gamer. She don't really have any gaming history or being a gamer. She don't have no history of playing games or none of that. So I don't know, man. We're going to see where this goes, you know what I'm saying? It was a downfall with Phil Spencer prior to this. So Xbox is crumpling, man. Sorry to say, you know what I mean? But it just seems that it is crumpling as a company. I don't know what's going on. They are selling a bunch of exclusive things, selling exclusive things away. Usually from my experience, when I've seen consoles and corporations, consoles, gaming do that is usually when they are realizing that they are kind of like accepting defeat. You know what I mean? When they start selling exclusive rights to exclusive games and giving up this and giving up that, and it's just bad business. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good look at all. You know what I mean? So hopefully they can, you know what I'm saying, get people back on board with Xbox again. It seems like that boat is definitely sinking, sadly to say, as I am an Xbox head. You know what I mean? But it's all good though, you know what I mean? I'm a owner of both of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of PlayStation as well as I'm a fan of Xbox, so as far as I don't know, either they gonna get it together or they not. I'm still gonna be a gamer and have multiple consoles anyway, you know what I mean? But I hope they figure things out over there. Microsoft been laying off thousands of people as well, so I don't know what's going on at Microsoft. It's been funky, it's been spooky season over there for sure, you know what I mean, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? But that's everything that I got for you today, you know what I mean? Episode 3 to episode 364. You know what I mean? Thank all y'all for tuning in. You feel me? So usually I go over, do a little recap. You know what I mean? Let you know what you might have missed in case you might have stepped out of something. In case you might have heard kids fighting in another room or upstairs or fighting over who controller, who turn it was. Or maybe you stepped out, maybe you rolled up and the tree you rolled up was a little too potent. You got a little too loaded. You was dozing off. Or maybe you pulled that drink up and that drink was a hit you. You know what I'm saying? That you was stumbling, got up stumbling and missed whatever it is that you might have missed. So this is everything that I just let you know. I let you know that Mexico is going through a lot of chaos right now over the bodying of El Mencho, who was a cartel leader of the new generation Jalisco Cartel, when they retaliating by taking terrorists to the streets and terrorizing the streets out there. 50 Cent Jim Jones has been beefing hard. You know what I mean? We all seen Jim Jones kick the doors in at his building. Apparently 50 done bought the building and became a landlord and evicted him out. That's the narrative going around on that. Also let you know about Xbox CEO Phil Spencer retiring and Asha Sharma stepping up, who was a AI executive. That's everything I had for today. You know what I mean? That's everything I got for today. Thank you all for tuning in. You know what I mean? Because you could have been doing anything you wanted to do, no matter who you was. You know what I mean? Whether you was a little brother, little sister, whether you was an older brother or older sister, whether you was a niece, nephew, uncle, auntie, whether you was a grandpa, grandma, a mother, a father, you know what I'm saying? You could be cousin Nuki, cousin Mookie, cousin Man, you feel me? If y'all got pets sitting there with you watching Kons podcast, you know what I mean? Whether your pet could be a pet cat, you have a pet dog, a pet hyena, a pet pig, a pet alligator, a pet crocodile, you have a pet hedgehog, a pet squirrel, you have a pet pig, you know what I'm saying? Whoever your pet is, you feel me? I definitely give them that good salute, like you see that emoji scrolling up that screen, saluting all y'all, you feel me, that come and watch this, you know what I mean? But thank all y'all for watching, thank all y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? The beat you hear creeping up was made by none other than Amazing Beats, you feel me? So check out this amazing beat in the background while these credits of mine and my last little comments on these situations that we went over roll up that screen, you know what I mean? But thank all y'all for tuning in, thank all y'all for watching. It's been Kons Podcast, been episode 364. I'll see y'all on the next one.
Constant content.
Hopefully my mic didn't sound distorted. Who read y'all comments? Hopefully y'all heard me a little better than distortion. You know what I mean?
Wait me, don't you? 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 You hate 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 me, don't you?
So hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand?